final. So if I ask you, the lipid first digest in where? In mouse, in this. Finally digest by pancreatic. The sugar first partial digest by salivary amylase. Finally finish in small intestine, brush border enzyme. The protein first digest stomach by passing. Finally digest by brush border enzyme like peptides in a small intestine. The INDA finally digest by pancreas, pancreatic nucleus. Liver enzyme and the bile health breakdown, big drop to small drop. Large intestine, no any enzyme. Okay, so you have an idea. Now we can go back to look at the nephron and be clear. It have for the tubule, Bowman capsule or glomerular capsule, blood capillary bed, glomerulus, efferent arterial, DCT, local Henry DCT, and from the DCT they have twist back to the junction of efferent arterial, and we call juxtaglomerular complex or apparatus, and that produce part of DCT, and that's macula densa. And cell between DCT and efferent arterial, we call juxtaglomerular cell, it's endocrine cell. Let's go back here. This part, okay, DCT and efferent arterial. This is a DCT, okay, that's efferent arterial. So part of it is macula densa, and part of it is juxtaglomerular cell. That's endocrine cell. And in our textbook, there will be glomerular right here. Juxtaglomerular cells right here, the small one. Okay, so, and macula densa is here. Macula densa is part of DCT, okay. And juxtaglomerular is outside efferent arterial, not efferent arterial, just efferent arterial. Okay. And that is, we call this juxtaglomerular apparatus or complex. That's a whole system for nephron, and I put a arrow here, and then you know that is for the endocrine cell. Okay? And so this one I copied from the other textbook. Maybe the local Henry don't see very clear. You can see there's a glomerular and the PCT and the local Henry and the BCT, and here's the junction. Okay, we call juxtaglomerular apparatus. And you can produce what? Renin. When blood flows decrease, produce renin. Renin can change its angiotensin-nogen precursor to angiotensin 1, angiotensin 2, and then working on adrenal cortex and cause this aldosterone from the cortex produce and reabsorb more water and sodium chloride, and then also water will come in, and so they fill out the volume. Okay. And so in a negative feedback. If they have enough volume, and then they will shut down the renin release. Now, another thing I want to show the detail is from the angiotensin-nogen, angiotensin 1, angiotensin 2, and how they react. Okay, I copied from their textbook. This blood capillary, starting from liver. Liver is the first produce angiotensin. Angio means blood vessel. Okay, control the blood vessel tension, the pressure. Nogen means a precursor. And from juxtaglomerular cell, they produce renin, right? And the function is enzyme, or look like a hormone, to change angiotensin-nogen to angiotensin 1. From 1 to 2, we need another enzyme, ACE, angiotensin converting enzyme. Where it produced? Produced majorly from lung in the endothelium cell, majorly from the lung. And angiotensin 2 will work on adrenal cortex, zona glomerulosa, and produce mineralocorticoid we call aldosterone. Aldosterone will reabsorb more sodium chloride, reabsorb more water, and so build up the volume. And here, from the beginning, is renin released because the blood volume decreased. They sense we lost the blood volume decrease. Now, in the test, okay, 1 year MCAT question ask you is, okay, from angiotensin 1 to angiotensin 2, we need what kind of enzyme? Answer is angiotensin converting enzyme. And so it's coming from majorly from lung. And so some people had a lung disease, may also relate to kidney disease. Why? Because they are working on angiotensin system. Okay? So keep in mind, if you're a doctor, the patient had lung disease, and you think about this patient maybe has some kidney problem. There's two related. And the other thing is the ACE is everything good to produce angiotensin 2 and aldosterone. But the side effect is increased angiotensin 2 also bring up blood volume, increase blood pressure. And so we don't like increased blood pressure, right? And so the other way to treat hypertension is inhibit ACE, inhibit angiotensin 2. One hypertension is caused by kidney and is caused by angiotensin system. So any kind of chemical, the drug can inhibit ACE will be a medicine to treat hypertension, higher blood pressure. And so that is the side effect for ACE. Okay? In the test, I will ask you, what's the function of renin? Okay? Multiple choice. Change your angiotensin 1 to angiotensin 2? No. Change your angiotensin 2 to aldosterone? No. Angiotensinogen to angiotensin 1, first step. From 1 to 2 covered by what? ACE. These two hormonal enzymes, you need to know that. Okay? And anything break down this ACE or renin or angiotensin 2 would be a medicine to treat hypertension. Okay? Let me go down. I'll come back to this question later. Okay. Now, for the slide, if you see under the microscope a lot of circles as Bowman camera and inside glomerula, and you see this one, you know you are in the cortex. And you see a lot of tube, and you are in the medulla. Okay? Because kidney, depending on where you cut it. This one is, we put the cortex on the top. And so where's the borderline? The borderline is right here. It looks like everything above here, you see the renal capsule, and that's cortex. You see a lot of tube, and that's medulla, that's kidney. This one, we just cut through the middle of the renal medulla. You see what? All the tube, leukopenary, majorly leukopenary, or maybe DCT or something. You don't see the glomerula. You don't see the Bowman capsule. Okay, so that's very obvious in medulla. Now we had to switch back to the other subject, talking about the organic waste. We have 3 types of organic waste in human Urea is number 1, creatinine is number 2, and uric acid. Urea is from the breakdown of amino acid, and it is formed in the liver. Liver can change the toxic ammonia, MH4, to less toxic urea. And you have to know the rest is urea. And creatinine is a breakdown of the muscle. We call creatine phosphate, skeletal muscle. It also is become a waste. Uric acid is a breakdown of RNA molecule. That's I want to show you this one. Happen in the liver in your chemistry. Maybe you know this urea cycle. How we make this ammonia to urea, okay? And we need CO2 and through a serial reaction. I'm not going to detail. And yeah, this one I copied from the other textbook because one year MCAT question asked you, okay, for the nitrogen urea, what is the major form in human? We had urea, and not only human. We belong to mammal, right? Amphibia or frog, they also produce urea. But they will ask you, how about the birds? Bird, the major waste is uric acid, and the reptile, uric acid. For fish, ammonia, because it's so toxic, and you will dilute by the surrounding water, so the fish never worry about that thing. In the animal on the land, mammal, including human, is urea, less toxic. Amphibia and the mammal. And the other one is insect. Reptile, bird, and the insect is uric acid. Uric acid had two circle structure, and in human, sometimes we have too much uric acid, and they become crystal and deposit in all the joint. Could be on the toe, and any kind of neck area, and we call gout. And this one causes severe pain, okay? And it's because this uric acid, the crystal, will affect this joint, the fluid movement, okay? And so it can be happen in the young people, and so you have to change your diet, okay? Not eat too much meat. There will be the result of this MH3 that grew. So a lot of people, even the young, they still had this gout problem. Right? Now I have to say something about the other waste that we call creatinine. Creatinine is coming from a structure called creatine. That's creatine, and creatinine is pentagon structure here. Okay, creatinine and one more OH group become creatine. Okay, and creatine is available over the counter called creatine supplement, and some people believe that creatine will help the muscle contraction and will increase the force, the muscle strength, and ADP production. Okay, but the side effect is they have to remove by kidney, so damage to the kidney, and sometimes damage to the trachea that cause asthma. Okay, and so I don't recommend you take this creatine for your workout. Okay. Now we go through the three procedure for urine formation. Actually, it's 4 procedures. The first one is filtration. The water coming out from blood capillary glomerular is only for small molecule or water, maybe including including sodium chloride, maybe include sugar. Reabsorption means we take it back, send to blood circulation. Secretion means something we don't want it, we add it from blood capillary directly to renal tubule, not through the Bowman capsule. And last step is excretion, remove the urine. So I will do this later. The first part we call filtration is the fluid had to coming out. Why we have so many blood flow to the kidney? Because they get rid of the urea, right? So the fluid had to coming out first to this Bowman capsule or this capsular space, okay? And then move down to the PCT. That's a filtration. Okay? Get rid of something we don't want it. And so this cartoon is showing very interesting. They put all this renal tubule, Bowman capsule, and all this PCT, local pulmonary PCT. They put it straight, okay? Just put something straight. And here's blood circulation. Afferent arterial, glomerulus, efferent arterial, peritubular, capillary, and go down. And the fluid coming out, including the water or urea, we call filtration, and is the first step. Reabsorption means the usable material like water, sodium, sugar, we take it back and send to nearby peritubular, or maybe vasa recta, okay? And secreting the hydrogen ion, we don't want it, the acid. We add it directly from blood vessel to the tubule, not go through the glomerula, and we call secretion. So the concept in urinary system is different. In the endocrine, we say secretion. The endocrine cell send hormone to blood vessel, send into the blood vessel. But here, urinary system, I mean, we send something we don't want and send to the renal tubule, like PCT, DCT, local pulmonary. Okay? All right. So here's out. Here's fluid coming out. Here's the urine formation, and very easy to know what is the excretion rate. Filtration means coming out glomerulus. Add something to the tubule. Secretion, add something to the tubule, and minus the reabsorption. This one only coming back, and this one get rid of that. This one get rid of that. Okay, so this filtration plus secretion minus reabsorption equal to excretion, right? Makes sense, right? Because this two is added to the tube, we don't want it, dump, and reabsorb, take it back, okay. And so now go back here. They show you the arrow. The tube, arrow here from the tubule and send to. They don't show the blood vessel. Okay. So here we call reabsorption, and here we call secretion. We added reabsorption. This one reabsorption, and here reabsorption, secretion. Okay. It can happen in any part of tubule. This one it also has some kind of secretion, but a little bit small amount. Now, we want to know how good is our kidney and how we measure it. The urine produce, the rate we call glomerular filtration rate, GFR. That means if the urea can quickly get rid from this glomerula to the capsule, to the tubule, get rid of that quickly has good kidney function. We can remove the urine. Okay? And so the fluid coming from this part we call GFR, glomerular filtration rate. So, but in the middle, we take back something, reabsorption. We get rid of something with secretion. So it's kind of typical if we calculate the rate of here, and then say how good is the equation. Then we have the other two factors. One is we take it back, one is we add it, right? So we want to find some material. Ideal chemical is they don't have reabsorption, they don't have secretion. Okay, in the middle they don't do anything, not in, not out. From the filtration, go direct to excretion. Okay, and we cannot find it. We only find one molecule called inulin. And if we know that collect from urine how fast for the excretion, and we divide to in the blood plasma concentration, and we can know how fast it goes. But now we cannot get a good material, the inulin. We use the second choice called creatinine. Okay, why we use the creatinine? I had to tell you the story. In the old book, we had this figure, but I don't know why in the new edition they don't have it. It show you percentage of remain in the filtrate. That means we put all the tubule from bone capsule all the way down to collecting duct. Pretty straight, okay, make it simple. And if someone coming out from here, vocabulary, we treat as a 100%. And without the secretion or reabsorption, at the end of collecting duct for the urine, it's still the same. It's still 100%, and we like this material, ideal material. And one is inulin, okay? And creatinine is very similar. They only add a little bit, maybe then secrete a little bit more, okay? And the other material we cannot use, glucose, amino acid or protein, if any, from the PCT, the first part, completely reabsorbed to zero. And urine in the urine part is zero. Sodium also reabsorbed. The urine is zero. Water also reabsorbed. And even urea is also up and down, and it's not like this inulin. So we pick up this second choice. Creatinine, it only increased a little bit 10%. That means creatinine from here to here only increased 10%. That means that 10% secrete into here and no reabsorption. So from the concentration of the creatinine, we can know how good is our renal tubule can go, how good is our kidney function. Okay, and we had an example here. To estimate this GFR, glomerular filtration rate, we use a creatinine. We collect the urine every hour. We have that this patient had 84 milligrams. And from the same patient in the blood, because urine is part of the fluid from our body, every DL, 100 ml, we have 1.4 milligram creatinine. And so we 684 divided by 1.4, we got 60. Okay. Here, we still have H, that in hours. And we cross this milligram. So every hour, and in every 100 ml here. And so we roughly estimate then hour we divide to 60 minutes. And so 60, and this 60 we cross out, and here's 100 ml. So roughly every minute, our kidney will send out the filtration, the water volume, the fluid volume is roughly 100 ml coming out every minute, 100 ml, the fluid coming out from all the nephron. Okay? Now we have an idea like this. Now I will tell you why we don't use the inulin. Be careful, inulin is not a hormone insulin, okay, it's different. IM without S, okay? Insulin is polypeptide. And here the polymer of fructose and glucose, the little background, you know, is 5 carbon and 6 carbon sugar. And here we put N, I mean, it is polymer. The number is not fixed. Sometimes 1, sometimes 2, sometimes 3. And so that means it is non-stable. And the second thing means it's expensive. So not easy to find out this material. And why it's important for the GFR? We want to know how good is your kidney. And they had a list. The left column say your age, 20 to 29 years old. Your average estimated GFR will be over 100. I just use the example that 100. Okay, 100 probably is the number we need to know. When people getting 30 something, down a little bit. When you get to the 40 something, with a healthy person, maybe down to the 90 something. And then 50 something you are down, and 70 something, oh, they continue down, maybe down 25%. So we know when GFR decrease, that means the kidney function is slowly decrease. Okay. Now I give you from the other book, clinic book, tell you why we treat as you had a healthy kidney. If the GFR is greater than 90, we say okay, you're healthy. 80 to 90, we say you're early stage, very mild loss of kidney function. I mean, very chronic loss. And if the value is only down to the lower than 60, 59 to 45 is a moderate loss of kidney function, KF kidney function. I mean, chronic, maybe kidney will lost the function. If they down to the 30, that kind of a really severe kidney function. Then if lower than 29 in this part, and we say you probably need dialysis. You cannot clean your urine out. You need to use a device to clean it. And if lower than 15, we call kidney failure. You probably need someone donate kidney for that patient. So roughly we get an idea. 90 or 100 above, that would be a good one. If people are lower than 30, we call dialysis. How they do it is they put one tube, enter the artery, one go to the vein, and we will put in some buffer, some good solution, and inject to the vein. And when we take out from the artery, we through a device, and then we had a material there, and then we take out what? We take out urea, and so they will not cause toxic. If the patient have very low GFR, they don't have this kind of treatment, they will die. Maybe 1 week, they will die. This thing, okay? And so something important for you is you have to know the equation for this one. GFR is a creatine excretion rate in the urine divided by plasma concentration. And finally, we get is every minute how many ml coming out from glomerulus. And we looking for ideal chemical. Okay, not reabsorption, not secretion is the number one, and inulin too expensive. So we use the second one called creatinine. Okay, very close to ideal one. That's the thing here. Okay, all right. Get it? Okay. If you cannot get it, I'll tell you a story. Okay. You guys are looking for ideal girl to be your future wife. okay? And you had a lot of this criteria, okay? She must be beautiful, okay? She must be smart. She maybe need to have a good GPA, okay? Maybe she can sing, she can dance, okay? She can cook, she can bake, she can do everything, okay? And whatever, most important, whatever you say, she just say yes, 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 and never argue with you. No such kind of girl, okay? Ideal girl, right? If someone close enough, that is the one you need to follow, okay? You have to look at for someone second choice, not ideal, okay? It's not ideal thing in the world. It's not ideal person, okay? All right. So, guys, your criteria don't set too high, okay? We can go through this. How we had local reflex control this GFR. We had this filtration membrane, that means the condition of this endothelium cell capillary lamina densa filtration sleeve. Okay, I need to go down to here. The condition is you have this blood capillary endothelium cell, and how good is outside is podocyte, is a podocyte, and the fertilized structure is palisol. And how is this structure arranged? And the gap here we call filtration sleeve, and the material here we call lamina densa. And how is the structure good for the molecule to come out? Okay, so that is one of the factors. And the other factor is if the blood flow is reduced, I mean, afferent arteriole send the blood to the glomerular, slow down. And how we adjust, because the blood flow slow down, that means our body volume, total volume is lost. We lost some water or lost some blood, but we still had enough, still had high concentration of urea with the garriol. And so if the flow is reduced, then we will open wider afferent arteriole to come in, increase the water to the glomerular capillary. And we will constriction of afferent, when they go out, we slow down, okay? And that have more time in the Bowman capsule. We can remove the urea for the filtration. And also contraction of messenger cell. And what's this cell? Okay, that's new term in a new edition. Here also show you when the GFR decrease, we have to dilation of afferent arteriole. When oil come in, okay, and when we go out, the efferent we close, constriction, and contraction of messenger cell. What I mean? That's the old book called it supporting cell. It is here's one podocyte and here's blood capillary. Some cell in between. Okay. New book called it messenger cell. Okay. Something in between the cell there. And what's the function for this cell? This cell can support the structure for the blood capillary, help the filtration, because it contract, can squeeze more fluid coming out from the blood capillary, okay? And it also had a phagocytosis. It can swallow some bacteria or virus, and so that's very good cell here. And when it contract, it will reduce this capillary diameter, and so more fluid coming up. Okay, and so that's the messenger cell. Okay, and if you had old version, they just call it supporting cell. And so from here we know we have podocyte, we have blood capillary, and now we have to add the other cell. It is messenger cell. small amount of the cell outside the blood cavity. So that's one factor. If the blood flow is increased, we have too much volume, too much water, and so coming in, okay, no welcome. We constrict the afferent arteriole and go out. Okay, welcome, you go out. Okay, dilation of the efferent arteriole. Okay, that's reverse. All right, and it just give you, how the fluid coming out from the gap here we call filtration slit. The blood capillary is in a straight capillary. It has small hole that allow small molecule to go out. Okay. I think I had to take a break. Okay. This one little bit complete, little bit equation for fluid moving in and out. Okay, we take a break, then we come back.